I mean, listen, we know his girl told him he had to stop pumping, right?
Oh, he's pumping.
It was going crazy. I mean, we were getting 400 or 500 people in the chat.
Hey,
every 100 he's pumping.
Hey, well, keep pumping then, so because it's bringing more people.
It seems like he's done with the pumps. Now we got the salsa, and
no, we don't have the salsa. We have the shoulder. It's all
shoulders. It's not a salsa, you saying? It's all shoulder.
It's all shoulder.
It's diabolical work.
It is.
It's also diabolical work that.
Nobody's here. We're
I'm all alone. There's Drew in here beside me.
That is it. Just me.
Our troubles are all gone.
Indeed.
There's no one to deride me. But you gotta have
faith,
friend. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again. No squad in the building today. Little mini squad.
We got the mini squad.
Little mini squad.
Just a little, like a little.
It's a slight year.
It's a little year.
A little year. Not a full year. A little year.
No, just
a lot to get into on today's episode. Big episode today. I mean, listen, Bears taking on the Cowboys tomorrow, and we got to break it down. Of course, offense versus defense versus offense. Update on the injury report as well. I'll tell you this, Drew, it does not look good right now with the injury report. A lot of DNPs. A lot of guys banged up right now for the Chicago Bears. But at the end of the day, there's still a game to play on Sunday, and the hope is that they're going to be able to go out there and get the job done. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. How you doing, Drew? You good?
Good. It's Friday Eve. Well, actually, no, it's Friday, so the weekend is upon us.
Yeah.
Football in a day. Some decent games on college on Saturday. You got
some good
WNBA playoffs happening. So
can we this sidebar before we get started?
Sure, we can.
Can we fully admit that like the Fever are a much better basketball team without Caitlin Clark? Like they look much better.
I won't say that. But I will say that they play better as a team without her because they don't have to focus on getting her the ball, making sure she is, got her hands on the ball the whole time.
Yeah.
They do one of the situations where, they pass the ball a little bit more. They got a more free-flowing. They got a better Steve Kerr offense without her.
Yeah, they look so much better. Like, we could just say that. It's okay. Yeah. Let's talk a little Bears football here, though, because I think today is going to be an interesting or this game is going to be an interesting game, especially, like I said, with a lot of the injuries that the Bears do have. Latest injury report that we had at the time of recording this, pretty similar to what we got in that last game from the Chicago Bears, I'm sorry, not from the last game. For the last injury report, we got DNP added to the list, Karan Amagaji, who wasn't getting much time. Anyway, TJ Edwards, DNP, Kyler Gordon, DNP. Ben Johnson said that they were both week-to-week candidates, so that's something to watch out for there. You got DeMarco Jackson, who was a DNP. He was limited yesterday, linebacker. Jalen Johnson, DNP groin. We kind of expect that's out. Going to be season-ending, but still no update or designation from Ben last time we talked to him. Jalen Jones, DNP. Grady Jarrett went from DNP to limited. He was out there. I will say this. He was out there.
Was he working or was he just, having that walkthrough?
He was working, but it do not look good. He looked very much like he was dealing with the knee pain, had a knee brace on, had to adjust it a couple of times. He looked like he was, and again, this is just we only get to see maybe stretching, which I think is like 8 minutes, and then like the first 7 minutes of practice, which is basically just individuals. So if you don't look good, then you're probably not going through the team period nearly as much. But again, this is with Grady is a little bit different. It's more treatment. He knows what to do. The hope is that he can have that impact. DeAndre Swift was limited again with a quad injury. I mean, it might be Kyle Monungai time real quick here. And then Jade Walker was a full go.
I got to pick him back up there because I dropped him. He won't get no tick.
Fantasy purposes, you might have to. And then Jade Walker, a full go today. Jade Walker, got to give credit to this. I know, this is has nothing to do with the football field. Jade Walker plays some of the best music I've heard in that locker room in my time. I mean, he goes all over the place. You want a little country? He got you. You want a little bit of Mary J. Blige? He got you. You want a little bit of hip-hop? He got you. You want some new hip-hop? He got you. Old hip-hop? He got you. Pop? He got you. Jade Walker on the speaker.
Oh, he's jack of all trades.
Dominant.
Jack of all
trades. For
trades.
a young man out there. I got to give praise to him for that. Shout out to Jade. But, Yeah, Bears very banged up right now, and I'll be honest with you, Drew, like heading into this week offensively, it feels like if you can get this locked down, looking at the Bears offense versus this Dallas defense, it feels like if you can get the pre-snap issues locked down, which is going to be a uphill climb in itself.
It's a task.
This is a defense that does not look good. I understand the storyline. The storyline is Ben Johnson versus Flus. Caleb Williams going up against Flus's old defense. But this is a defense that does not look very good right now. They just gave up 37 points to the New York Giants offense, which I appreciate that for Malik Neighbors. But outside of that, like,
they have no offense besides Malik Neighbors.
It is that. And it couldn't be stopped going into that third, fourth quarter and going into overtime. They did end up getting a stop in overtime because of the interception.
Because Russell threw one of his floaters out
Russ
there.
rusted. He rusted a little bit. He was a little rusty, if you will.
He did.
Bar.
Yeah.
We got a little. It's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Y'all know.
I don't know. What's up here?
That's what we're going to find out this week with Bears offense versus defense. But this really feels like a game where if you can get some of those pre-snap issues worked out, the Bears should be able to find a way to win this game. I know the struggles that we're going to have defensively. I think that's going to play into this. But offensively, this feels like a week, Drew, of get it right, understand it, Ben Johnson coming out party, Caleb Williams finally getting on the same page with a lot of his weapons, because no Deron Bland for them defensively.
Ooh,
that's going to be a problem.
Already
and can we just say Trayvon Diggs sucks, right?
He is.
He sucks. Like we could admit that he sucks. Like
he's
great. He's a great ball hawk. He's only a ball hawk.
Yeah, pretty much.
He is not a good cover corner.
He's not. He's not at all. He is one of those situations where the pass rush has made his game so much better. Like, really, he just doesn't do he's not even a good zone guy. He just doesn't work at all. He's one of those guys, like I said, if you get mass pass rush and he could anticipate and he can hit the gaps, he can do all those things, but actually, going one-on-one with the receiver, he's cheeks.
Bro, it's so wild. And so I feel like there's this opportunity, especially because looking at the numbers, looking at what Caleb has done this year, he's been most comfortable versus a zone team that isn't blitzing. Yes. We watched Matt Eberflus here for a long time. Unless he completely changes his principles just to beat Caleb Williams, which maybe he will. I'm petty enough to do that. Be like, I don't even run this defense, but I know it's going to work on you.
Real talk, that's what I thought he was going to do, because everybody's talking about Flus and how Flus defense is this, and he's running zone like 80% of the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, watch he come out and go full zero blitz from the start all through the whole game until he starts getting burned on it, because he was in that zone all last week, and basically they was running go routes on his defense the whole entire time because they had no pass rush. Even though they did pick up a guy this week, I'm not sure if he's gonna be ready yet. They picked up the boy that used to be a. He
was on Houston. Why can't I think of his name?
Yeah, Javion Clowney.
Javion Clowney.
Javion Clowney, right? That's his name. Yeah. But I don't think he's going to be ready. He's not in full game. He's going to be probably on a pitch count. But at the same time, like, I agree with you. Watch he does the total opposite and just blitz the mess out of Caleb.
Well, listen, that's the only way it's going to work. That's the only way it's going to work. You know what I mean? So it's like the part where Caleb is comfortable at is going up against the zone. Disguise coverages versus zone. It just seems like on a consistent basis that he's been able to dominate with that. The part where he struggled has been in the second half where the pressure comes. And even last week in the second half, I don't even know if it was Caleb struggling, but it seemed like the offensive line was not nearly enough. It was not able to deal with the pressure, and they were trying to anticipate, and it was causing them to jump early on the snap count, and it was causing them to be off yet again. And it's one of those things, especially we continue to talk about this. what Drew Dahlman and what Jonah Jackson have done in 2 weeks for the price that you've paid for them is unacceptable.
That looks like
They look terrible.
I want a refund.
They look terrible in 2 weeks of football.
I want a
and
refund.
you're starting to see it play into everybody else, right? Darnell Wright starting to deal with some of that. Like I've said, I think a lot of the comments that Ben Johnson made this week about we want to see more competition. We want to see guys, try and take that job or try and, compete to show that they're supposed to be on the field. I think that was a message to the O-line as well. I think that was a message to a guy like Darnell Wright. I think that was a message to a Braxton Jones, right, who's got Theo Benedict standing next to him, and he seems to be getting a little bit more comfortable. Like
the Eagle Man.
I would bet you, Canadian Eagle, I would bet you that Ben Johnson would take a guy that maybe doesn't have as much talent as one of the starters that's out there if he could understand the system and be disciplined.
I 100% agree with you because basically Ben Johnson's offense, in my opinion, from what I watched in Detroit and here, is predicated on timing and a certain down and distance. Even though he has plays for 2nd and 15, nobody wants to be in that. They want to be in favorable down and distance from the start. And these pre-snap penalties, if you look at Detroit, they never had a whole lot of pre-snap penalties. They, you get a 1 and 2, you get a little hold here and there, but for the most part, when it was hut, there was no false start. It was none of that on his team. And honestly, Darnell Wright, this is a new phenomenon with him. I don't know if he's in his head as far as making sure he doesn't mess up, which happens when you get in your head, you start messing up all the time.
Right.
So before he didn't have a lot of issues with false starts. He had a little hold here and there, but you expect that from an offensive lineman because literally, like Jeff Saturday said, there's holding on every play.
Yeah. You just got to know how to get away with it. You got to know, when to let go. You got to know when to attack, when to disengage. And there's, listen, it as much as we want to continue to give grace to, Caleb or give grace to DeAndre Swift or whoever your guy is that you want to give grace to, you got to give grace to this offensive line as well. They do have to gel. There is a gelling process that has to take place. The fact that we can talk about Braxton Jones is not the worst player in the world this year, although he don't look great either.
He don't look great. He don't look great, but he looks
By the way, I see the joke went over a lot of people's heads. I tweeted that video out yesterday of Braxton Jones getting like completely flipped over, and I was like, I forget what I said on it. It was something like the fact that this is AI, but like we've definitely seen this rep. Oh no, I said I just laugh when people throw PFF numbers at me. And underneath, I was like, by the way, yes, I know it's AI. It's just actually hilarious because we've seen these blocks last season.
We did.
Like, it's one of those things where I'm not talking about Braxton Jones nearly as much this season.
We haven't.
Not to say he hasn't had his struggles, but the scheme has helped that. And I think that's the big thing for me coming up into this week. Like, if you are able to get the O-line comfortable, Ben Johnson's scheme will help you. When we're sitting there looking at, guys not jumping off false starts and stuff like that, we don't talk about how the O-line looked. We don't talk about how Caleb's running around, how he has to step up into pressure, or how he has to use his legs to evade stuff because he threw the ball forward.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean that that's not happening. I still see Braxton Jones getting bull rushed. I still see Darnell Wright getting pushed aside. I still see Drew Dahlman missing a stunt. It's all happening. But you're starting the process, making a play, and then you're on to the next play. And then maybe you do get a good rep in there. Maybe you get a couple of smooth reps in there. And now all of a sudden you find yourself in the end zone. We haven't seen that consistency enough to get the playoff and not put you behind the 8 ball to where you get a little bit more comfort from this offensive line. I think that's been the biggest issue that hopefully we can get fixed in this game. Because if you can, I truly think this is a Dallas defense that's for the taking.
This is the game where your opportunity, because you don't have a dominant Micah Parsons on the other side. So you're able to now, like you said, scheme. Like Ben Johnson puts in a scheme to have not having a great offensive line. He puts in a scheme that helps his weaker members of his offensive line.
Yeah.
So if we can eliminate the pre-snap penalties with his offensive mindset and him helping the offensive line out, we should be able to dominate against this front seven of Dallas. Because as you say, like we said, since Michael Parsons left, their defense have been, I think, 29th in pass rush.
Yeah, it's been bad.
So it's been bad. So that's why they had to pick up Jadeveon Clowney to help with that. But still, he's not Michael Parsons. So therefore, we should be able to be more efficient and start to get that continuity and that what's the word I'm looking for stop having so many mental mistakes. Basically, being able to be more fluid in the offense, consistency, more fluidity in the offense, where we're not running around like a chicken with a head cut off. That we are now first and 3.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 2nd and 3. We're like 3rd and 1 on a consistent basis. Not in addition to be able to hit the home run, because now we are able to run some of the longer routes. That now we're able to free up the middle of the field using our tight ends because we don't have to worry about so much edge pressure. So I definitely see the continuity. This is the game where we start. They saying basically the Bears. If you play the Bears the next week, you're going to be the offensive person.
Well, listen, that's what's been the case. It's 100% chance through 2 weeks that you're offensive player of the week if you play the Bears defense.
So this game is where we need as the offense for Caleb to be offensive player of the week.
Yeah. No, 100%. And hopefully we're able to get that going. Hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. The one thing, I think that offensively, the last thing, keep the game close so that you can utilize the run game. The Bears offense, as much as we've talked about the Bears offensive line struggling right now this Bears offensive line is number 1 in run block win rate. They're first in the NFL with an offensive line winning their run blocks. They are giving DeAndre Swift an average of 1.8 yards before he gets touched, almost 2 yards. You're getting into Saquon Barkley territory of what the Eagles were doing last year.
I won't go that far, but
what I'm saying is that Eagles offensive line was giving Saquon 2 yards before contact. I think it was 3 actually. It might have been a little more. But you're getting time before contact where no one's even touching the running back before he's able to make his play. We saw a strong first half, but when it's 31-14,
you got to pass the ball.
I got to throw the football.
And so therefore the run game's going out the window.
And so to me, keep this game close, keep that run game involved, and offensively, this is a Bears team that I actually think can take on Matt Eberflus's defense. And dare I say, Caleb Williams should be able to pick it apart. We've seen him pick apart.
I need 300 yards from Caleb.
Bro, early in the game, or early in the Minnesota game, before the struggle started to go, when he was 10 for 10 and all that, all against design zone blitz.
Yeah.
Disguised zone blitz, I should say. And then, it wasn't even – it was really just sending one. It wasn't sending 5 or 6, 7, 8.
Right, they weren't sending the house.
It wasn't sending the house. They didn't start doing that till that third and fourth quarter, really. But, like, that disguised blitz – or, I'm sorry, that disguised zone, Caleb was kind of, okay, I see that. That's cover 3. Boom, this is where I need to go with the football. In week 2 versus Detroit, when they were in zone, the Bears were able to do their most damage. When they were blitzing, when they were sending extra people, when they were getting pressure in the face, that's where the struggle started to come in. This is a defense the Bears should be able to go out there and actually have success against, and it's all going to come down to if you can keep the pre-snap penalties low, that's going to give you the opportunity to be in advantage yard situations.
I definitely agree with you because with the first 2 weeks, we played Minnesota and we played Detroit. Those were easily top 5, maybe as far as back as maybe top 10 defenses. Without Michael Parsons, Dallas is nowhere near that.
No,
so we should be able to, because we moved the ball against top 10, defense when they played the zone, when they did the disguised blitzes, when they the shell coverages to try to confuse him. Caleb thrived in that. Eberflus basically has this defense. He's wearing the cover 2 out there. The bend don't break. You can break a cover 2.
Yeah.
If you hit the slot, you over there, you create the mismatches. You can beat the cover 2 very easily with competent quarterback play. That's the key. So if Caleb is competent in the quarterback play, he will be able to dominate this cover 2 defense that Eberflus runs.
And I tell you, it's probably why he's so good against the zone right now. You practiced against it all last year.
Yeah, that is
Every week, week in and week out, you were defending zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, they know a lot of Caleb's tendencies. That may play a part into this as well. But got to stop drinking that Coke. An actual, not calm yourself.
It's about the
Yeah,
sugar.
yeah, you calm down back there, buddy. There's
Ooh,
none of that going
lions
on.
back here.
Hot and ready. I'm going to
But no, this is to me this is advantage Caleb, especially with their best cornerback out. We'll see what ends up happening. I think defensively,
boy.
listen. Here's the thing: as much as I have confidence in Caleb going into this game, you're gonna have to win a shootout
Indeed.
because
The
Dak
defense is-
Prescott looks like a monster.
He looks like MVP Dak again.
Dak Prescott looks so confident, so ready to go. I think that, the matchup right now, you got Tyreek Stevenson out there who's going to be your number one DB. He's got
CeeDee Lamb. He's got CeeDee Lamb.
He's got CeeDee Lamb as his matchup probably this week.
Indeed.
Drew passer rating against him. When quarterbacks target Tyreek Stevenson, a 158.3 passer rating.
Oh, my God.
That's literally perfect.
I'm going to say that's
Literally, you can't get any
close to
higher.
be perfect.
You can't get any higher. It's going to be a challenge, but listen, here's where it starts, and this is what I continue to say. Everybody wants to rag on Tyreek. Everybody wants to rag on Deshaun Wright. You guys aren't out there covering. You have to get home. You have to get home. If you don't get home, you're not going to be able to make anything happen.
But I do have a small caveat of a little bit of defensive knowledge that this is what they potentially could do. Since Dallas tight ends are not that great, you can let Tyreek play a little bit further off and have your linebacker or your safety take the underneath route and then do more zone kind of an activity to kind of help Tyreek. Because that one-on-one with him and CD's going to cook him for at least 250 yards.
I do wonder. I mean, listen, that's how DA runs his defense.
I know,
though.
but you're going to have to adjust. If he doesn't have the personnel, like when Jalen Johnson's out there, because he said all summer long, Jalen Johnson's going to follow the number one. I'm going to run this, so we're going to put Tyreek at number two. Jalen Johnson's hurt. Now you're going to have to alter your defense to use what you have against one of the, if not the top two offense now, top five, because Dak is playing at an unbelievable MVP level. If they're open, they're going to win because Dallas should have won week one against Philly, but CD dropped 3 or 4 passes that turned the momentum around.
Yeah.
If they didn't do that, Dallas could be 2-0.
Right now, let's take a look at
Drum roll.
Take a look at. Oh, we got a little Tim. Yards per game. Dallas right now third in the NFL, 392 yards per game. Passing yards per game. Dallas they got to be at the top because they ain't been doing nothing but airing this mug out.
Yep.
They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in the NFL right now, 265 passing yards per game. That's where this defense is going to get scary, though. Rushing yards per game, right now they're averaging 127 rushing yards per game.
But I'll let you run. I'll let you run all day.
And they're averaging 30 points a game.
I'll let you run. With the way our pass defense is, I'm gonna let them run.
Yeah.
Because even though you're gonna get tired, the running game tires you out. I think it's better for we allow them to run than because of our pass defense being so bad.
You got to get to them. You got to get them off the spot. The one advantage the Bears do have is they have somebody on the team. They have a couple guys on the team. Al Harris, of course, was there going up against Dak. Nashawn Wright. I got a chance to talk to him in the locker room today.
How's he feeling?
He felt like he was itching to get out there. How he was talking, it was kind of like, listen,
I like that.
You move Dak off.
I like that.
You get Dak off his spot.
Hold on a second. That sounds like a shade for me that goes down. That sounds.
Boy. Yeah. You get. He. I asked him. I was like, "How tough is Dak to cover?" And he wasn't gonna say nothing, crazy.
No bulletin board material.
But you could just tell how he was answering. That it felt like this is what I'm gonna say respectfully about him. He's balling right now. He's playing a great game. But I know we can get to him. And I know he's going to target me.
And
that is the kind of the thing where it's like he was like I was like I hope you get one, bro. He's like you and me both, bro. I got a number in mind. I was like okay, I like that.
All right,
I like that.
I like that. Let me go on. But that goes back to we got something for him. Meaning, as you said, we get pressure. Like he's just like Jared Goff last week. If you get pressure in front of these guys, they will make a mistake. They will put the ball out there. They're not as efficient. So as you said before, it all hinges on the pressure that we get. Are we going to see week 1 Dio, or are we going to see week 2?
It's a big question.
Are we going to see?
And Dallas got an offensive line out there.
They do. Are we going to see Sweat make an impact? Like you on the Morning Breeze, you gave his numbers. Like we're paying, like I think you said 70-something million for 1 sack.
No, 34 million between the two of them. So 36 million, something like that. Montez, I believe,
36.
is making $24 million this year, and Dio is making 16. So what is that?
16 and 30. It's 34.
34 million.
Yeah. No, 20,
No, that was bad math. That was 40 million.
That's 40.
Yeah, that was
44,
bad math.
44 million for 1 sack. You could have paid that. You could have paid that to one guy. We could have brought Watt over here. You could have overpaid. You could have gave those two guys to Dallas for Michael Parsons. If you're gonna pay one guy $40 million for 1 sack,
and that's the thing.
It's the baseball thing. 1 freaking sack.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you're trying to, and this is what Ryan Poles has done. He's tried to go 2 for 1. Right? You get rid of Roquan Smith. You bring in T.J. Edwards and you bring in Tremaine Edmonds, trying to do the 2 for 1.
You know what?
T.J. Edwards is fine, right? Tremaine Edmonds. He's not that good right now.
He's not.
He's one of the worst contracts in football. He's the 5th highest. I believe he's the 5th highest paid linebacker in football, and he's giving you like 32nd ranked production right now. And every time you go out there and try to make a tackle, he ends up falling the wrong direction. Like you have to start getting an impact from this. This is the 5th highest paid defense in football right now, dog.
But this is the thing. We praised Poles because of his financial acumen. But that financial acumen goes back to that Moneyball deal, like in that movie with the Oakland A's.
Oh, Moneyball.
Right, Moneyball.
Yeah.
Because you look at money per stat, and in certain situations, you want to spread that money. Oh, if I get the same production out of multiple players, that's what you want to do, and that's what penny pinchers do. Poles needs to understand that you can't every position can't be I want to pay 2 players what I'm going to pay this 1 player. It works for your cap, but it doesn't always translate to wins and stats on the field when you need it.
Well, I think there's 2, right? Baseball and football, completely different sports. In baseball, sure, I could replace, somebody hitting 300 with a couple of guys that are hitting, 215, but they both kind of replicate the runs. I only need so many runs in baseball to win. You can't replicate 15, 20 sacks in 2 people unless you get 10 sacks a person. Yeah. You ain't getting 10 sacks a person.
Yeah, I know, but that's
you know what I mean? Like that's the part where it's like the production is not saying. Now, realistically speaking, T.J. Edwards is giving you Roquan Smith production. It ain't as sexy.
It's not.
But it is. Tackles are just about the same.
Yes.
I think the coverage numbers are just about the same. Like he's almost, in some stats he's better, some stats he's a little bit worse, but they're pretty much even for off-ball linebacker money. It's fine. If you had Tremaine Edmonds, who's the higher paid of the 2, out there balling, you would be in a great world.
But it doesn't always work that way. That's why I said you can't always, use that metric, which your point was that he wanted 2 for 1. And you can't always do the 2 for 1. If you get 2 quality players to make up for it, yeah. But the likelihood of that happening in every situation, like that happens 1 or 2 times. Like when he made the original trade, okay, we're gonna trade out a number 1, Bryce Young. He was looking at.
He got 4 for 1 on
right,
that
I get
one,
4 for 1. But then at the end of the day,
you got to turn him into something.
But that's why my point. They got to turn him into something, and he didn't. Only 2 players out of that trade is actually turned out to be quality players on the field. Some of them can't get. Some of them are not as healthy, so that making an impact. But my point was you can't always get the 2 for 1.
Yeah.
It worked in one instance, but it's not working with this instance of paying Dio and paying Sweat and it's getting such limited defensive pressure.
Yeah.
Because we're going to need this defensive pressure against Dak and against this Dallas offense, which is they're great.
And the biggest thing,
they're great right now.
You need it when it's important. Listen, Dio had a great start to his Bears tenure in the Minnesota game.
Yeah.
He had a terrible finish in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I love having you in the first quarter, but I need you in the fourth.
I need you in the first. I need the fourth when it matters.
You know what I mean? Like Montez Sweat, right? The early pressure, getting in his face, making people vacate the spot. That's great in the first.
Need it in the fourth.
I need you in the fourth. That's where your big name defensive players are made. That's why Khalil Mack was great. That's why why Max Crosby, why Myles Garrett, why name whatever big name defensive end. Aiden Hutchinson. They get it done in the fourth
when
quarter.
It matters. When it matters.
Right.
When you need to make that defensive stop, your great players are able to make a play.
Yes.
Like even on offense, defense, special teams, it doesn't make a difference. Kickers, punters, when you're great, let me finish. I'm talking about in general. Everybody on the field that's great. Any of the great players in every position, when it counts, they make a play.
Yes.
Like Dallas's kicker last year. He's a great kicker. When they needed him, 65-yarder to go into overtime. When you needed Micah to make a sack at the end of the game, he was there. Joey Bosa, T.J. Watt. What I'm saying, all of these defensive players that's great. When you need them, they make a stop. Like we could have still had that Minnesota game where we couldn't get off at the end of the game, and then some of in the Detroit game, Tyreek couldn't make that play and break up a pass defense where they scored on 6 seconds, and then we go with our heads down into the locker room, and then it translates to the whole second half where we score one garbage touchdown at the end to make it somewhat not even respectable, but we at least scored 1 point in the second half. Because we lost.
It's actually still wasn't it like 38-21 at that point? It was like, okay, like get a stop. Yep, up there it is. Up it's over.
It's up. It's over because it was 28-14 going into the half.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, you come out
3 and out, and then
3 and out.
31-14.
Then it was something stupid, and then it was 38-14, and then it snowballed and was over. But the point was that we needed, and we still need some player to step up. Whether it be our $34 million man or our $16 million man, or I don't give a care. One of these rookies that he didn't play last week, get in there, sack the quarterback, put some pressure on Dak so we can at least make it close, so we can have the run game that's possible in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. I think this is a game like that, like I said, where it's going to be a shootout. Yeah. I mean, I don't expect the pressure. I think the reason we got down this rabbit hole is because, like, listen, it don't matter if I don't care if you got Jalen Johnson out there. Like, unless you got prime, and what you want to throw an Asante Samuel out there, you want to throw a Revis Island out there. Like, there's not too many dudes that are covering 4 or 5 seconds and you're good.
Right.
There just aren't.
You need pressure.
You need pressure. I don't care who it is. And so, to me, like, I think Nashawn Wright, I think that Tyreek Stevenson can be fine and can have good weeks if you can get pressure on Dak Prescott. That's going to come. I'm going to be honest with you. As much as we're looking at Montez and we're looking at Dio, I believe how Dennis Allen's defense is run, he wants the pressure up the middle. Grady Jarrett, banged up, tough right now. Hey, Javon Dexter, where you at?
That's true.
Where you at?
That's true.
Where's this step that's supposed to happen? And it's not to say he's bad. He's fine.
He's solid, but
fine
he's not great.
Ain't good enough.
He's fine. We need great.
I just need consistent. You know what I mean? It don't even got to be consistent sack, consistent pressure up the middle, pressure in the face of the quarterback, force him off his spot. You force him off his spot, it's going to make things difficult for Dak. Dak starts moving. Now Montez Sweat takes advantage of it. Now Dio Odunze takes advantage of it. That's what we saw early against J.J. McCarthy. That's why, his eyes were everywhere. I got pressure coming in my face. I got pressure from the sides.
Coming fast and ready.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? Okay,
that's not what I was saying.
We can definitely say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball because we ain't getting no pressure in the second half of games.
And That's the big thing. Like, you get that pressure, Nashawn Wright may look like a superstar.
Then my question would be after that is that if you see your front middle are not getting any pressure, can we throw an occasional blitz up the middle?
They did blitz. It didn't matter.
I didn't see as much.
I
didn't see as many blitzes as I thought that we could have ran.
Edmonds, Noah Sewell, them boys was blitzing. They was getting stood up. Like, that's the thing. You can blitz all day. The blitz don't get home, you just screwed yourself. Because now you don't have somebody that's back there in coverage. Like, it is a give and take. Like, yes, you want to. We always say, can you blitz? Can you send more than they can handle? Sure, I can. But that's Dak Prescott back there. We've seen Dak Prescott handle the blitz.
We have.
We've seen him comfortable with the blitz. We've seen the pressure come through. He stands in there. He delivers the football. They go to the quick game. Brian Schottenheimer's really good at the quick game.
And that's why I said that earlier that we might need to go to a zone because Dak doesn't run anymore. So if
Dak is definitely not running.
So if we can make him into a runner or really stop all of these passes, then we have an opportunity that if we can't get home or get the pressure, then maybe we need to run a different kind of scheme, or mask it in a way to allow, force him to be one-dimensional. Because right now, if we're not getting pressure, Dak can pick us apart. So the only way to not get if we're not getting pressure is to run more of that, forward cross zone where you're switching off, you're having good communication between the linebackers and the safeties and the cornerbacks and the safeties. Like, hey, this is my zone, this is your zone. We're gonna pass off, smoothly. So therefore, it makes the quarterback take that extra second where maybe we can finally get home and make him hold the ball while we getting home in 4 to 5 seconds, where it's taking that long for the pass rush to get there.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. Bottom line, I think this is a winnable game for the Bears. I picked them to win versus Minnesota. They didn't. Picked them to lose versus Dallas.
We did.
Or versus Detroit.
Yeah.
I picked them to win versus Dallas.
We did. We picked the bounce back for this one.
If you got respect for yourself,
this is it.
Do what the Lions did.
This was it.
The Lions got embarrassed on the opening game.
This is time to put your Ben Johnson on the table.
Put your Ben Johnson on the table. Let's see how big it is.
As it was the old the old T-shirts, Big Johnson, stand back. I don't know how big it's gonna get. Put it on the table.
I don't remember that T-shirt.
Oh yes,
you're gonna have to find that one. That was a while.
I used to have it. Big
what
Johnson.
Are your what's your prediction on this game? What's score prediction?
My score prediction.
There you go.
Damn, that's it. I had a stroke right there. My scoring prediction is I had them losing originally, but with the way we've lost the first couple games, I'm going to need, this is like a 37-34 Bears victory. Cairo Santos is going to have a bounce back game, winning field goal. Winning field goal to keep Jake Moody back off the game.
Good. So Coach Hightower can stop being so angry with us. You hearing him in some of these pressures? I'm like, I didn't do nothing. I didn't bring the kicker in. Don't mad at me because they brought Jake Moody in.
Hey.
He's like, y'all got any questions about Dallas? You let me know. I was like, okay, I got a question for you about Dallas.
Hey.
Torrey Taylor's under pressure. What are your thoughts on that? Anytime. There's always going to be pressure because it's time to go. Okay. A little aggressive.
Hey.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's funny to me because Coach Hightower really is the best dude. Like, he's like the nicest guy in that building. So when he's fiery like that, it just throws me off so much. So it's not me. It's not me poking fun at it. I was genuinely shocked when he snapped at us on it. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I was asking a real question about Jake Moody. He was like, we on to Dallas. I ain't worried about him. Okay, my bad.
Right, but he's on the practice squad for a reason now. So you gotta answer some questions.
Guys. But no, man. I think for me, I think this is going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a game the Bears are going to have to score a lot of points to win. And I think that they can. And I think that Caleb will be locked in and that the pre-snap issues will continue like they did in week 2 to go the right direction. So they will go from, I think we had 12 the first week. We had 12 penalties in total the first week.
We had 12, and I think it was like 7 on offense.
What did it go to? 7 the next week or 8 the next week?
It was 8. That's 4.
I'm gonna say 5.
I'm gonna say 4 penalties.
I'm gonna say 5
I'm gonna.
penalties.
I'm gonna.
I'm not gonna say they're not gonna be not penalized.
I'm gonna say 4 penalties on the offense.
I'll say this
from 7 to 4.
I'll say this. 5 penalties total in the game.
Ooh.
And 4 of them are on the offense in the first half.
Oh no!
Second half clean operation.
All right. Okay.
Second half clean operation.
Okay, I take that.
Score prediction. I think I got. I'm trying to remember what I said on the Bears pod. I think I said 38-31.
I'd take that.
I think you're gonna have to have a big score.
That's what I say. To win this game. What I say. I'm 37-34.
I don't know when we getting 38 points from. I think this is gonna be Kayla's most comfortable game. Let's go out here and ball out, baby. I'm going big on this one.
I'm going big.
I'm going big.
Like I said, it's time to put your Big Johnson on the table.
All right.
Coming fast with a hot and ready.
Flus, you heard about the Ben Johnson?
I don't know. What's up your...
That's what I thought.
Exactly.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do for Mr. Drew Better. If you knew better, you do better. Say who better?
Nobody,
bro. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace.